The following is brought to you by AllDistractions.com. What's up, Impact fans? We are back again. We got some breaking news, really big breaking news, as Scott Amore just today on Busted Open Radio teased. Ready for this? We have surprises for you, unexpected, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for something different. We're giving you a lot. Someone we have in store that night is going to blow your socks off. Supposedly, this is the biggest signing since he mentioned it was similar to Christian Cage and Kurt Angle. Gary, quick thought before we get into the whole thing. Who's your first? Who comes to mind?
Well, with me seeing that recent story, and I kind of saw it like weeks prior, I just forgot until now, and then this news broke. I'm kind of leaning towards it might possibly be Okada.
Okay, just really quick. I got this from I can't find the website, but it said they're close to inking a deal. He compared to the company's signing of Kurt Angle and Christian Cage. So just to be clear about that, and I mean, what, the two biggest signings in TNA history? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would definitely say the most impactful, pun intended.
Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I've seen people, well, pretty much only you and I think two other people on 411 Mania have said Okada. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be, because I just don't think that's like. I don't know. I think I would see Okada as less than Dolph in terms of like star power in the United States, and I could be totally wrong about that. But like in terms of like wrestling, I don't want to say nerds, but kind of like, the hardcore wrestling fans, then yeah, he would be close to Angle and Cage, but like, I don't know. I don't think he is. I mean, I do think it's probably Dolph, just because we haven't heard from him, you know what I mean? And who's a bigger name than Dolph that's out there? I don't know, unless we're missing someone I can't think of.
The reason why I say Okada is because if, say, it doesn't work out in Impact, he can always go back to New Japan, and then with Access TV airing New Japan.
Well, I don't like those deals. F that. You're signing or you're not. That's how I feel, not like, I don't want that. Like, you can leave, which, and I'm not saying it to you, because I know that's the kind of.
No, I know what you meant.
That's the kind of deal. That's the kind of deals they make. I don't know, man. I have this weird feeling it's Jericho, and I know it doesn't make sense, and it probably makes no sense in any way, because well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if they announced a Jericho cruise for next year. Damn it. No, probably not. I think that would have happened already.
Oh, I do know before kind of like everyone went all in, pun intended there, on AEW. I know Chris Jericho was that close to crossing the line not that long ago. So
yeah, I mean, I think I remember he was supposed to be coming to Impact years ago. Like, they literally teased him for a show. I'm like 99% sure. Didn't they like heavily tease him? Like, they might have even said Jericho's gonna be there. Like, I forget.
Yeah, and we totally were plugging the hell out of his Jericho cruise that year, and I kind of thought, and there was also talk of us landing JR too. So,
and I have no idea about their, Jericho's contract and all. But if you missed it over the weekend, there's been a lot of negative stuff about AEW. Finally. But I mean, I don't want to say that in like I'm a happy way, because I'm not. Like, I don't want to see them do bad. I really don't. I want them to do okay, but I also want them to, maybe throw some wrestlers to Impact, because they have way too many, and Ring of Honor is just not needed. Totally unnecessary. I don't know who watches it. I don't know. I honestly don't know anyone who watches it. And I talk to a lot of wrestling fans in different groups and stuff. I don't know. Do you talk to anyone who watches it? Do you follow it? Do you even follow it still?
What's that, Ring of Honor?
Yeah, like who wins, who loses. And
I have only here and there, but like I just kind of look for the improvements, like staging and things like that.
Yeah. How about this? There was no Ring of Honor title match set for final, whatever it was. And Khan comes out, and like he's just talking, and then I honestly don't know who the goddamn champion is right now. Whatever it was, and the champ comes out and he's like, I want a match. This is literally on the pay-per-view. Could you imagine, like, if Impact even did this, the shit they would get? But nobody watches Ring of Honor, so nobody cares. They added 5 matches that weren't on the show. They had 15 matches on the show. It was like 4.5 hours long. That's insanity.
Bro.
Yeah, absolutely. And 15 matches, and you know how they are with AEW.
Yeah, I used to get mad.
They're all 15 minutes long.
I used to get mad back in the day when ROH would go that 3 hour, 40 minute. I'm like,
Yeah.
3 hours is plenty. You
Yeah, I
don't
like.
need to go that per hour.
Yeah, and I kind of liked Ring of Honor at the end, and yeah, they just certain things I thought. Okay, here's another one. Sorry, Matt Riddle. Wait, what did he do?
Ooh,
Didn't he just do something bad though? And then here's somebody
yeah,
else. Here's somebody
maybe
else.
assault and
Anything less than
battery.
Osada, anything less than Okada would be bad, but it's probably going to be Dolph Ziggler. I mean,
Yeah,
really? Really? Hang on. Anthony Elite WonderCon on Fightful. He says anything worse than Okada, who nearly ruined his career, will be a failure on TNA. Yeah, it almost ruined his career being a fucking character on TNA when he was in his fucking 20s or whatever. You moron. There's 40 to 50-year-old bums like Eddie Edwards, Frankie Kazarian, and Kushida simply not getting it done for them. Kushida didn't he just sign, or he's about to, or
Oh, he totally did, and we might want to mention too.
I'm sorry, that's news, right? He literally just signed. Like,
Yeah, Eddie
he,
resigned.
he actually signed, right? And Eddie re-signed
Yeah,
again. I mean, sorry, bum, fucking Eddie Edwards the bum. Fuck you, bro. Somebody upvoted this. Who upvoted this? One guest vote. Yeah, of course. That's yourself. You freaky weirdo. Sorry, that makes me angry. I mean, Eddie and Kazarian and Kushida, like bums. Like, come on. Like Kazarian. All right, sorry, I just lost where I was there. Okay, but Kazarian's a good example because I think I mentioned, or I feel like it's going to be a Kazarian type, someone who's just didn't do well in AEW and is going to jump. But I can't think of someone who's like that big.
yeah, I
Where
can't.
it would be other than like a Jericho, or I mean, Sting is too. I mean, I don't know. Sting probably would be, but
But I mean, would he be in 2023? Because he's kind of already been there. So I mean,
oh
I
yeah, but I
don't.
mean, he's still Sting. But I mean, if they didn't
Oh
get him,
yeah,
like I think what I mean. He still have.
yeah.
I bet he brings about 100,000. I don't know. That might be crazy, but whatever. I'm sure he has his own fans. You know what I mean? Okay, really quick. We'll get back to that. Action figures. More good news for Impact today. What the hell? What is happening? What a weird. What an odd day. And I just happened to. I was just clicking around, like looking for news before we recorded, and this Scott thing like just happened. And then today, TNA and Powertown Wrestling partnered for a long-term contract. These are figures of 7-inch scale, sculpted for their real life. Whatever I don't know what that means. The figures have 30 modes of articulation. Okay, whatever. It's nerd stuff. But yeah, I don't know. So I get 7. I mean, 7 inches though. Do you have any idea about that? Oh man, that sounded really bad. Please, nobody cut that into a soundbite. in terms of an action figure, like what size is a regular act? Like what do you know what size the WWE figures are currently?
I would think those were probably slightly bigger, but I mean this is big news because I do know that we've been kind of clearing for kind of merchandise that isn't just a T-shirt or a hat or
yeah. I mean that's
with being
depending how they look, and you know what I mean. Like there are some shitty action figures, but I mean I think when was the last time they've had their own action figures, like actually from them?
Yeah, you don't mean like the micro.
Yeah, not like a rip. Yeah, not like some rip off. Not a rip off. Like even someone they're working with, but it's like I'm not counting those micro things.
I want to say the last time they did them was probably like back in the TNA days that I can remember. Unless they did them more recent than that, I can't really remember them really having these. Where you could go to an event and you could pick them up on sale at the merch stand. I don't recall anything.
What I want to see next? Cards.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like they think that's a dead thing, but like, I don't know. I think you know what I mean. Like, it's like a huge thing for like whatever.
Well, I mean, it had a bit of a rebirth during COVID, just because we're all kind of like trapped at home, and it kind of a bit of a rebirth. And I don't know. I mean, it's more merch, so I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to get as much of it as you can.
Okay, so one more, El Hijo del Vikingo, who I actually posted on Twitter. I'm sorry, in our Facebook group, Just Another Facebook. What the hell is it called? Just Another Pro Wrestling Group. That again is sponsored by alldistractions.com. Fantastic site. And yeah, I posted that Vikingo is going to be signing with Impact. Do I have any news on that? Can I say where that came from? No. But I did post it. It's a thing. Someone can take a screenshot if you're in that group. It was like a few days ago or a week ago. So yeah, I do believe that is someone, but I think that's not the person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not him.
I totally don't see anything.
He'll be an extra guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't really see anything that says he's signing. I just see more or less it's just saying that he's going to be showing up for the Hard to Kill pay-per-view.
Oh no, that was from me. That's literally me saying I have news that someone may or may not have told me that Vikingo is going to be working with Impact for, like kind of signing at least for like 6 months or so. Like he's going to be working like with Impact full time at least. It's what I was told. So, but I mean, it's not. We're talking about this whole thing here with the main guy, like that Scott's talking about. Like that's not Vikingo, obviously. I'm just saying, like if they throw in Vikingo and who the hell did they sign? The freaking Japanese guy we literally just mentioned. Kushida. Now is that legit?
Oh yeah, that's totally legit. There's a graphic that states such a thing. Along with, we might want to mention recently too, as of today.
Oh, you're right, December 13th.
Jade Chung is signed on full time as a ring announcer for Impact. So we're moving out Dave Penzer to bring in Jade Chung. So congrats to her for landing, which should be an interesting job. I'm not really used to seeing her other than a couple of times.
I gotta be honest, it's one of those things that I feel like Dave Penzer probably makes really good money for what he does, and I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but like if they can get, no offense, but Josh's wife, who was kind of an unknown, who probably makes, half the money, maybe more than less than half the money. I'm sorry. Less.
Definitely.
Like she's like 1/10 probably of whatever you're paying Penzer. I'm just guessing. I'm not saying Penzer is a billionaire, but he's Dave Penzer. He's a name. You got to give him some money, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and I kind of like am kind of eager to see her be in the ring as ring announcer, just because I felt back in the day Christy Hemme kind of give it that kind of different edge, not just because she's easy on the eyes, but it was actually pretty cool to see.
That also helps.
But
I mean, I feel like they didn't focus. I don't know. Was it me or was Penzer not in the ring as much?
I'm starting to wonder too if maybe his health.
Were they not focusing on? Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, it does. Maybe, I mean, I know it sounds.
Like, I can't picture someone being in the ring towards the end. You know what I mean? Like you're saying with Hemme. Like I can always picture. Like you just said it. I'm picturing Hemme's face, and then you know what I mean. Before it goes to the restaurant, I can't picture that with Penzer in the last whatever.
I mean, it does probably get a bit grueling. You have to crawl between the middle rope every time to get in and out of the ring, and I mean, you're probably doing this all night long. And I mean, maybe he has interest much like Mike Tenay does. I guess he doing like sports play by play.
He probably do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But back to Kushida, he's 40 years old, and people could say, "Oh, he's 40 years old." I don't give a shit how old this dude is, man. He looks fantastic. Every match he's had, maybe a few matches of the years this year's. I think one was against Bailey. Awesome. I think it was television. I think it was at a television match. That might have been the one that I kept talking about. It was like, can this be the match of the year, a regular television match? But I mean, he had so many. He was in like whatever, the Ultimate X, I think. I mean, I can't remember shit.
Well, with all this
now, but he's awesome. He's an awesome wrestler. That right there is a huge pickup.
Well, that, and like it was recently announced too that Sabin, Kushida, and Vikingo will be facing each other in a 3-way dance for the X Division title at Hard to Kill. So if you're on the fence with all these recent announcements, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer, but not to order it, just to see.
All right, wait, I missed that one. What the hell is that? So it's Sabin defending his X Division title against
Kushida and Vikingo at Hard to Kill. Yep.
Wow. Oh shit. Okay, well that's pretty much. I think Christian Thompson, our friend, said, great. It'll be a great match with like nothing to it. You know what I mean? Like these guys don't even know each other. But yeah, that's a goddamn awesome match.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm fine with it every now and then. You know what I mean? As long as there's enough stories happening.
Last I heard, they had about 700 tickets sold for Hard to Kill, and it's set up for like 1,300. So I'm pretty sure with the recent news with this out of this world signing coming, I'm sure those tickets will fly off out of the Ticketmaster as fast as the snooze broke. So
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if we mentioned it again, but they also signed Trent Seven, Gary's favorite wrestler in the universe. No, that part's not true. The second part, but they did sign the guy, and I mean, I don't know. Some people like him. He was part of a really good tag team. Maybe he needs to be part of a better tag team and clearly a haircut. Or, I don't know, something with the, just his entire look just sucks, man. Like, I hate saying that about someone, but, like, you know, like, again, like, that dude stepped out of IPWF and it's just such a weird look, but we can't complain because how long have we been complaining about fucking, they need people on the goddamn roster before they do anything else? Like, stop talking about titles, stop talking about this and this and this, and stack the fucking, not stack the roster. What's the word? Fill it.
Oh, what's that? Oh,
like, what's the word for like a decent enough size roster? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
bolster
yeah,
the roster.
like just make it like enough. Like, they don't have enough. Like, they haven't had enough obviously for the last few months, and we complained about that so much.
Well,
and a lot of people hated. I don't know if you've seen this a lot, but like on boards or whatever, like how many Impact fans hate seeing the same matches all the time?
Well, and then we get a part 2 of Josh Alexander and Will Ospreay. So, I mean,
that's another one. I don't. Yeah,
just let those guys go, and I mean, let them wrestle the whole pay.
Oh yeah, that'll be fucking fantastic. I mean, the first match was absolutely incredible, but I just hate that. Like, Ospreay's definitely winning. He's not going. He's the WWE one. This dude's not going to WWE, coming off a loss to fucking Impact. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, WWE is a goddamn behemoth at this point, and Impact isn't. That's all. I'm just gonna be nice there, and
that'd be fair.
So I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but Worlds will collide on January 13th. This was also part of the tweet. You won't believe who is showing up. Worlds will collide. Now, that was the name of, I believe, AEW versus New Japan. See, I thought it was the upcoming AEW show, but that's World's End. And come on, man, you gotta mix up names better than that. Worlds collide, then you got World's End. Like, that's weak. That is weak, and just totally goes along with AEW's uncreativity.
Well,
Is that a word? Is that a word? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it kind of makes me lean towards someone of a different like power, like New Japan, like just using those words when worlds collide because it's the New Japan universe.
Yeah, I mean, that's why. Okay, yeah. I mean, that would make more sense out of Okada. But also, let's not forget about women. A bunch of people have mentioned Mercedes Moné, who I think would be similar to those people in terms of star power, which is really funny because, again, I put like a poll up and people actually, not all the time people respond, but this time people did about Mercedes, like how big do you see her? And like everyone is different about her. It's really interesting.
And one of her best friends in all this world is currently on our roster.
So, damn, this motherfucker just stole. This dude just got it. Wow, you might have just hit the fucking nail on the head right there.
Well, maybe she convinced her to cross the line, Jay. We'll find out on Jay.
Totally. I mean, if they're getting like Kushida and I hate to say Trent Seven, but other guys and maybe some other guys, like they're using Vikingo more, maybe Taurus more, like maybe they like solidified their AAA deal. I don't know. Maybe they are stealing something from AEW. Who knows? Maybe they're getting more of the deal than AEW.
With the recent developments of CM Punk, that took him off the map already there. So that kind of eliminated everything there for his.
I mean, could you think of anyone else in AEW, like similar in like a Kazarian spot? That would be a name where, I mean, it's interesting. Like, I'm just going to pick a name out of not out of a hat, but like, let's say it was Wardlow. You know what I mean? Like, he's not that big of a name, but he's like in his prime. So,
how do you know how locked in a contract?
But I mean, I'm just saying, off the top of your head, would you say Wardlow is like? Would you say he would fit that?
Maybe.
Or does it have to be like a bigger name?
I mean, I would think it'd have to be bigger, but like, how locked into a contract is Edge?
I have no idea. I'm sure he's not going anywhere though for a while.
Yeah, I just didn't know.
He's got to finish. He's got to finish his. He's doing the best. He's literally doing the best shit in wrestling with Christian. I mean, it's Christian. He's the butt of it, but it's fantastic. So, yeah, no, he'll be there for a while. And I can't think of anyone like of a decent age or even like a young person who has a big name.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing where to because it could be in any. I mean,
We're going to blow your socks off. Well, I mean, that's actually about hard to kill. I mean, yeah. And to be fair, I think one of the biggest signings in TNA. Sorry, I'm reading it. Something. This is
Pretty
a different
bold
this,
statement.
This is a different statement now. So I'm reading. Some different sites actually quoted him differently, or maybe he said the same thing different ways. But 411, who's usually very good via Fightful, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of surprises, unexpected things. We are right there at the goal line of finalizing I think, one of the biggest signings in TNA. But then, okay, he must have mentioned Angle and what's his name, because that was quoted on the other place. So, okay. But I mean, I don't know how big was Christian at that time. Here's a question: is Dolph bigger than Christian was, or is he at the same point? Would Dolph fit?
To me, it varies with me because, like, I honestly, at the time, I was actually watching WWE at the time, and like at the time of when Dolph's kind of like majority of his career, I haven't really been watching the product. So say to someone like me, I think Christian coming over
weird.
much more bigger of
Dolph's a weird one, because I mean, I could see he was half an edge in Christian, and I could see Dolph just being, people saying he's stale, but I mean, the guy would just. I think he just got screwed because he was like so like consistently good at like everything. Like he wasn't really great, but maybe in terms of wrestling, he's great. Like he could put on great matches, I think. But like he was just, I don't know. He was kind of missing a little something, I think, in terms of like his character that never really put him over.
Very awesome news to open up our recording this week.
Yeah, seriously, I don't know what else we're going to talk about.
Well, we have the hidden gems matches we can kind of. Although it was pretty surprising, I enjoy it for what it was. Much better than say.
I'm sorry, another goddamn. If I see Eric Young in the ring with Diener one more time, I'm gonna drive down to Anthem, man, and just lose my shit. I'm gonna be like Diener in his current, character, just like a lunatic, and just tear that place apart. And again, I like Diener, man. He's a nice dude, but God, that shit sucks. Everything about that sucks. And I mentioned it to my boy Robles, who pretty much loves everything, talking about like characters. Like maybe they need a female in there, and he's like, no. And like he's right, because like anything, I think anyone would just like be lowered to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they're just a done faction. You know what I mean? You got to move on. Whatever, it happens.
Oh, it's definitely.
Look at AEW. They make 15 new ones a week. It happens sometimes, but yeah. I mean, I think you said Goldberg before we recorded, and
yeah, the age. I get that, but like, I mean, I would definitely put it up there for like.
I mean, if you can make him like, I'm thinking someone like maybe that can wrestle for like another year or like two, like totally part time. Like if Goldberg can do that, but then I was thinking they would also need to be like a GM type, and I don't think that's Goldberg,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I was
like
just
a part timer would need to bring more to the table, I think. But I don't know, man. It's fucking Goldberg. I mean, there's a reason WWE gives this dude tons of fucking money. You know what I mean? To come back every few years, he makes a shitload of money. Like anyone could look that up. Like WWE isn't stupid. I don't care what anyone thinks. At least with spending money, like sure, creative, whatever, sexual harassment, sure, you can go on and on. Having a man die in the ring and continuing the show, I can go all day with that. But yeah, I actually really like the Mercedes one, and I think I'm going to stick with that because of your whole connection with
Trinity.
Like you said, I mean, she's literally best friends with Trinity.
Yeah,
she was backstage. Looks like she's been thinking about what to do.
I think Dolph signing is definitely a punch in the arm Impact needs because he is quite young still and has a lot to offer.
I am worried about we're on the goal line of finalizing the deal. Because it's right near the Rumble, you know what I mean? Like, how many people might just be fucking talking to TNA to get a better deal from...
Well, we all know that you shouldn't be using that term, especially Scott, because what did they say? We had Braun Strowman.
I think Jericho, they said. Like, you got to shut the hell up unless you have someone signed. Like, I've never heard that. I have never heard of another promoter do that. That's like twice they've done it. I think what's the name? I got to blame Don mostly for the other part. But I mean, what if Don and Jericho return? I mean, just because I don't know. I mean, I feel like Jericho's done everything there. Maybe he was about to win titles again, but now Omega's gone. Like he sees like all the bullshit around. He probably doesn't want any part of all the bullshit that's happening right now. They're getting so much negative press for the first time ever. Tony's acting like a lunatic on Twitter, like more than ever. Like everything's just been going down for them. Like they're getting like it turns out they're losing money when the world thought they were profitable, and certain people didn't, like myself, and I got literally.
And they figure that
people took screenshots of me, Gary, saying stuff like that, like just tweeting things like that, and just so they could save it. And I messaged that person, can you please send me those screenshots so I could look like a fucking genius? I'll just read them back.
Well, I think they would have been better off, like maybe with the one, maybe a couple shows a week, and then like focus on maybe a quarterly pay-per-view for a little while or something, as opposed to.
What are you talking about now? AEW?
Oh yeah, because I kind of feel like they
just did way too much. There's way. I mean, Ring of Honor, I think, put it over the top. For some fans, where it's just fuck that, it's too much. Like for me, when Ring of Honor guys come out, I change the channel. Like it's not. I'm not watching that. You know what I mean? It would be like a different fucking promotion coming on TV.
Yeah, and
you can't even watch it. It's not even any part of what's his name, and it's never going to be, because I just heard Tony talk about it, and he was like, in terms of like the upcoming TV deal talk, and he's like, yeah, no, Ring of Honor is its own thing. So it's basically fuck Ring of Honor. No one's watching. I would love to know how many people signed up for that thing. I bet it's similar to Impact Plus, maybe less.
Yeah, I'd probably say just as bad. Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? The Ring of Honor, whatever it is.
Oh yeah,
we did mention last week it's going to be getting better to TNA fucking Plus or whatever it is.
I believe it's available on some services now. It's just not available on the Roku channel yet.
So I mean, a lot of good news out of nowhere, which I think is exactly what I was saying. Like, yo, they're gonna need like a crazy amount of things to happen to not die soon. But the big problem is like this has to be someone huge. Like it has to be for them. Like forget about for Scott's announcement, for Impact, for TNA. Like they're in a really bad place in terms of ratings and buzz. Honestly, they have no buzz. So like they need someone huge that'll be like, oh shit, and it'll get people to actually tune into the show.
Well, I think too, right now it's kind of confusing to know what that like avenue we're gonna go with the signing of this person, because like right now we really don't know who's available and who's not. I mean, we're only told that this person's all elite, and then I've heard things like,
I could have sworn Strowman was signed, and WWE posted a picture of him on Instagram yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and it's like, how elite are some?
Nobody knows. I'm telling you, that's actually a good point, because that's another thing that came out this week. Nobody knows shit, and I've been talking about that for years, man. These dirt sheets, they guess, and like most of them even say they guess. Like Meltzer, like he doesn't say like this is definitely going to happen, but people basically twist that in these sites. You know what I mean? Just to get views, and like I understand it as someone who owns alldistractions.com. Like I get it. Like you got to do like shady thing. I mean, you can, and it's easy money and whatever else. But whatever, I lost myself there as a picture of CJ Perry popped up. That's just on CJ Perry and her looks. God damn. Oh Jesus. Oh God, she was hospitalized.
Oh God.
Breaking news, people. Breaking news. Infection in her arm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is breaking news from 2 days ago. Forget it. She missed the show. Okay. Breaking news in her arm. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Shit.
Sorry.
You have to be very careful.
Sorry, back to Impact. I'm just trying to find like anyone's response about this. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find as many fan responses as I can about this whole signing thing, just to have more guesses. But yeah, I don't know. That's about all I got.
I mean, that's pretty big. I mean, we sound like we didn't really have much, but we totally had quite a bit. And it's just like, where do we go from here? And I mean, it does have this TNA Impact fan really quite a bit more excited about Hard to Kill. So
definitely. And really quick, Trent Seven says he will continue to wrestle elsewhere. Good news for Gary. So he is not exclusive with Impact, and maybe he'll put on a good showing elsewhere, and he'll want to be kept elsewhere. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just hope he's do some crap because of his look. I mean, he might be a great goddamn. You know what I mean? Maybe a few times.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
We give him some time. Like we always give people time.
I'm not gonna bash
this dude some shit.
Maybe the look for right now, only because I don't know much about him.
We're not gonna bash him, but we're gonna bash his look a little bit. But that's all. I mean, but okay. So in the last month, they got what? Kushida, Eddie, Leon Slater. They got the girl who I forgot her name again, but
Oh yeah, on
The gut check girl from
yeah,
Harley
gut.
Hudson. Damn, pull that name out of my ass. PCO re-signed.
Yep.
God, that's one we forgot about. I mean, I want to say we forgot about. I'm sure you didn't. Kurt Angle said a month ago he loves that Impact is going back to the name TNA Wrestling. Could it be Kurt Angle again?
I mean, I suppose it could, but well, I mean, we've already been there, done that. I mean, is it really a big? I mean, it's big in terms of who he is, but is it?
Wouldn't it be an amazing
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's TNA again. It would be kind of amazing. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cool, definitely.
I'd be down for a few Angle matches, and then he just fucking becomes Scott because he's one of the most funniest, best backstage person in the history of wrestling. But Sonny Kiss. Well, here's another one that I didn't know. Oh, Sonny Kiss. I'm not signed to TNA Impact Wrestling. I'm still a free agent.
Yeah, that's a name I honestly think will be signed. I just don't know when.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm cool with that. I'm more of a. I think Sonny's like an indie kind of person who.
Oh yeah.
They show up. They're around. Hey, cool. And if not, well, that's also
very good.
Cool.
Oh.
But we know for a fact Ospreay's going to WWE, right? I'm just trying to we're trying to get rid of some names here.
I don't know. I could have swore Ospreay said he was all elite, so I don't know if I, how much I believe that.
I thought that was the other dude.
Who's that, Jay?
Who the hell am I mixing up? Oh, you're right. No. Okay. Ospreay's going to AEW. Who the hell am I thinking of? Who's the fucking... There's two dudes who recently came to Impact. Both, named, two of the top guys in the world.
Oh, Zack Sabre?
No, was he going to Impact? Was he going to Impact?
Yeah, he was at the Final Resolution recent live event we had to end the year.
Totally. Okay, well then. I feel like there's one more
that's
person in them.
But I don't think he's a name, like in those.
You don't think he's big enough?
Nah, on that.
I think he could be. I mean, depending who you ask. And how about this? I just literally popped his name in. Impact is the one major promotion I haven't wrestled in yet. Alex Shelley is their world champion. We've never wrestled. Chris Sabin, we've never wrestled. Josh Alexander, we've never wrestled. Jesus. Definitely Mike Bailey. We've done it a few times, and we both lost to Ospreay. Wow, Jesus, that would be sick. But yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Went to a little random thing there. I can't think of who the hell I'm thinking of. Who the hell is WWE just signed somebody really huge, very similar to fucking Ospreay? And I can't think of it, but whatever. So let's move on for now. And yeah, you're right. What I was gonna say. I keep thinking of AEW names like a Kazarian type, but I can't think of anyone that's bigger.
Yeah, the only big I know is Jade Cargill and
Rusev.
Oh, is he a free agent?
I don't know. I'm just throwing names out now. I have no idea. I mean, I can't. I'm not even sure if they know who's signed.
You mean, AKA Miro, right?
Yeah. Sorry, Miro, Rusev. Even though they did just start using his wife on television, but who the hell knows?
Yeah, it's very.
But my question is, do you think Rusev is on that level? I would say close.
Yeah, only because he's never been in Impact. I mean, and he has won a title or two. So I mean, I wouldn't be against it by far. I do think we need somebody like a powerhouse like a Miro.
Yeah. Would Tessa count? Or would that just be no way? They're not fucking touching that.
I don't know. For some reason, Jay, I keep hoping that we will pull out all the strings and land her, but for some reason, months go by and it just seems like it's less likely.
I mean, if they do, I don't think it would be like something like this. I think this is definitely for a new person or someone that I don't know, was an Impact a long time ago and became I don't know. I can't think Okada. Okada fits someone that was an Impact a long fucking time ago, and then I just don't think he's big enough to the American audience. But I could be wrong.
Well, and two, I get thinking about it. I mean, it doesn't necessarily say it is a wrestler. Is what it doesn't say that.
Oh yeah, well that also no.
Is it some?
No, he said it's signing, as in no.
Yeah, is it a power struggle?
Someone said Shane McMahon.
Yeah, that's scary.
What are you saying? Don't mess with the McMahons.
No, I'm just saying, like, last time we seen a Shane McMahon pop
Oh yeah,
up.
no, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm hoping that's not the case, but I mean,
yeah,
who's to
I
say?
feel that. Yeah. How about Bischoff?
I mean, I mean, that's a hell freezes over kind of thing. I mean, I find it very interesting when you go to search Impact Wrestling. There's a picture of Eric Bischoff right on in the search button. You go to click on it. It says Impact Wrestling. And it has I know it's probably not been updated, but I just find it really ironic that it's of Eric Bischoff of all people, not Hulk Hogan or anything like that. That's Eric Bischoff. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but I mean, who's to say? It could be a power struggle thing, like I say.
Yeah. Here's
You know,
another interesting one. Oh, sorry. More breaking news. Kylie King seems to have hurt her knee while working on a Florida independent promotion over the weekend. That would suck. And that's one reason why like WWE is like so great, because you can't wrestle anywhere else. You can't get fucking hurt. If you get hurt, it's on their time. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
that must suck so bad. Like, if a wrestler gets, you know what I mean? If a wrestler gets hurt on that way. And how about PCO, man? How's this one? You gonna love this one? PCO says the goal of TNA wrestling is bigger venues. You don't have to, quote, you don't have to lose $40 million to grow. I'm pretty sure that's based on AEW losing $40 million this year. I could be wrong, but I think that's him just taking a straight up shot at AEW, and I just like that. If that's not AEW hate, I just like, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Go at them.
No,
like AEW goes at WWE. Like WWE, like they go at WWE, so like we should be going at them. It's like you punch up a little,
Well, and people have laughed at Impact all year. Oh, you can't even sell out a 1,000-seat venue. But it's like, yeah, but the thing is, they damn near do, and like that looks much better than say.
And they weren't losing money, like, or at least that we know of. Like I mean, I always said, we've been saying like they're cheap. Like they're probably like making money off like how cheap they're being. But I also kept saying maybe they're just fucking waiting for something. And Jesus Christ, like the fact that this AEW news came out right before TNA is starting.
Well,
it sounded doesn't it sound too perfect?
Well, no,
like AEW didn't get shit for what, 5 fucking years? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and now it's like every day they're just getting hammered with just terrible news. Kenny Omega's out for the fucking year.
Well, and the word on the street with AEW is it's a matter of time before they lose those TV deals.
I mean, that's another thing in news. Like, nobody thought there was a chance they could lose their TV deals. Nobody thought there was a chance in hell. And like, imagine Impact ended up getting their TV deal. I'm not saying it's possible. I mean, I think. I think Anthem wants their own shit, but who the hell knows?
But I mean, I do think it's very possible they could swoop in there and steal a deal, only because like Impact's a lot cheaper to produce than say.
And they're and these guys are smart, man. Anthem, like, I'm sure it's a lot easier to work with Anthem than Tony Khan. And again, it's not bashing Tony. It's fucking like Anthem is a gigantic. Like, people don't realize Anthem is a gigantic fucking company. They're not spending money on Impact. Like, look at all they make billions, I think, don't they?
I mean, we question the booking and stuff and Impact, but I mean, a lot of these guys have been in the wrestling industry. I mean, you have what's his name is like another one that's on the roster that kind of goes under the radar with us. If I could be serious for a moment, I can't think of his name.
Wow, how am I?
You know who I mean? He's kind of behind the scenes of everything too.
Lance Storm.
Yeah, Lance Storm. I mean, there's a lot of good wrestling minds. I mean, really,
something else just popped up. Did you know? Did we know about this?
What's that?
TNA Plus to launch January 5th.
Oh yeah. I think we had mentioned that. Yeah.
I don't know. We had a date. So the first episode of Impact is probably going to be available on TNA Plus, which will be very smart and cool.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's going to be.
Just gotta drop that fucking $220 a year price.
Honestly, think the next 2 weeks of the Impact show is going to be, I guess, the best of 2023. That's what my guess would be, because they really don't have anything at this.
I'd like to see a fucking, I don't know, maybe some kind of special with Iceman, where like he actually talks about this shit. You know what I mean? Like hyping people up for TNA, like.
Good idea. I mean, we have.
This is what Scott talked about. This is, you know what I mean? And then you throw in some fucking matches. Maybe Christmas shit. Maybe throw in some old Christmas matches.
Yeah.
I personally, I would put on Beautiful People Christmas matches the whole time. Pretty sure that'll kill it in ratings. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll see with that. I mean, I think what's his name might be coming back. I mean, that's another one we haven't mentioned, but
Beautiful People.
Yeah, the one half, the beautiful person. Because Angelina seems set in NWA, but again, we don't fucking know what NWA. I mean, their world champion is talking about how he wants to combine with Impact. You know what I mean? With TNA. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think this week with AEW, I think it really proved no one knows anything about anything when it comes to wrestling, and like a lot of shit happens at the last minute, and a lot of news is hidden, and like whatever. So I don't know. I'm very interested in this. This is the first time I've said it in months. Maybe I'm interested in something. Like, bravo, good job with this. Just don't make it be Shane Douglas or something. Scott, don't be old Scott who's stuck with Dreamer and these old guys, and it's Shane Douglas and it's LOL TNA day one again. Like, he has to nail this. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed a bit of a pattern too with NWA and Memphis Wrestling. Impact talent showing up on both shows here and there, like an indie scene.
Tidbit. It's a nice tidbit there that I didn't know about.
Yeah, so I mean, there's kind of that tie, and I do think NWA is very close to Memphis with their talent. So,
all right, well, we got about 5 minutes. I don't know how. I always feel like we're talking for like 20. It ends up being 40, but
yeah,
we want to get
we want to
get. So we got a little Christmas ending here, or yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh,
I don't have shit on Christmas other than Merry Christmas, everyone. And I think we're taking off next week, right?
Yeah, probably only because we really don't have much in the can, if you will. But
we're gonna do something like this, but like, you know, it just would have been this again. So
yeah,
you can just listen twice if you're bored. No, well, but it would have been. I swear, this is like my thing. Like, I hate taking that's my thing. I don't think we've ever taken a week off since me and Gary started doing this. Like, it's possible we've never taken that's I don't know. Like, I kind of strongly stand by that. Like, I don't have much, like, you know, like, we don't have the most views, even though we do really well, but we never take off.
Well, the thing is with our show this week, it happens to actually fall. Christmas actually does fall on the recording. So, I mean, it kind of makes things.
That's another thing. It's like, who's going to want to listen during Christmas? And, you know, so.
But we might want to mention.
And we would have to record on Christmas. And Gary is a fucking family. So, you know, come on, people, give him a break.
But we might want to mention really quick before we go on.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. Jessica Havoc just posted a picture on Facebook, and Jesus Lord. Okay, she's doing a well, check that out. She's doing a sale to her exclusive site, and she looks absolutely amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So congrats on Havoc. Congrats to Havoc and those amazing boobs I'm looking at right now. Can I say that? I think I can. I own things now, and no one can cancel me. So, sorry, really fast. EJ Fulbright with a comment. I wonder who that could be. One of the guys WWE released. See, that's another thing I want to kind of look into, but I don't, like, I forget, like, they released so many goddamn people, like, over the last 2 years, and, like, what's the, well, no, I'm sorry. When was Dolph released? That was this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did pull it up really fast. Mustafa Ali, Rick Boogs, Aaliyah, Elias, who I love, but he's not a big enough name. Like, none of these, like, anyone past that first guy, like Shelton Benjamin, Emma, Dolph. Like, Dolph was the only one I see as who's, I mean, just running down the names. Dana Brooke, hot as hell. Mansoor, Mace. I don't even know who the dudes are. I guess this is Retribution. Yeah, okay. This is pretty much all of Retribution they released. And, yeah, a lot of guys I never heard of on here. That might be good. But none of them are even, okay, Riddle. There you go. Matt Riddle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that one name does.
Okay, we probably should have maybe spent more time on Riddle because he definitely fits. Would you say Dolph is bigger than Riddle? I'm sorry, would you say Riddle is bigger than... I think Riddle's bigger than Dolph at this point, no?
Well, I mean, probably for the news factor, just because he just recently broke news with the, being that negative.
Wasn't he an MMA guy, too?
Yeah, but, I mean, he has a history of being very difficult to whack.
Oh, yeah, well, that's it, yeah.
I don't know if I'd really want him. I mean, maybe he's the option, but I mean...
But Impact does like potheads. Seemingly, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they can kind of handle him, like sticking with the Rascals or something, or at least
Yeah.
backstage.
Bring
And
it
they
up.
at least backstage.
Bring
You
it
know what I
up.
mean? They can keep him under control or something. But that's about
Yeah.
it. We want to keep it under 45 minutes or close. And
We
okay,
might want to
I'm
mention.
going with Matt Riddle. That's it. That's my final choice. Who are you going with?
Put it.
I think you're going. I think you're going with Okada, but you can choose.
I'm
for
going
yourself.
that way just because I saw the recent story of him being a free agent, and like we've kind of run out of the free agent market with them signing other places. So I'll
It
go with
would be
Okada.
and it would be like a huge fu to all the internet haters that still bring that shit up. Like, oh, Okada hates you. He won't even work for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the whole LOL. Like you made him dress like the Green Hornet 700 years ago, and that ruined life
I mean,
itself. And that's why we got COVID. Like that's how people feel about that.
and it could be very telling with signing Kushida too. Maybe Kushida convinced Okada. And maybe
well, that is racist, and I'd love to end the show
no, just because
year.
they have the tie to New Japan.
But I'd love to end the show in a year that way because that is Gary in a nutshell. Also, his team is playing tonight, and I really need them to win, and he really needs them to win. So everybody out there, if you're listening before the game, pray for Gary. That's his Christmas present. Is Philly needs to win tonight.
Let's hope Jalen Hurts is able to play.
Yeah, and that's about it. We will catch you after Christmas.
Yeah, we'll see you in the new year, and hopefully Impact's, as they say, lighting the fires and kicking the tires, or however it goes.
Nope, it's called TNA. So you got to get on that. Also, we may be going through one more name change, and we may show up with another name, but we don't know yet. So
maybe a little shorter.
Yeah. Yep. This is a little too long. So anyone still listening, leave a comment if you have a better idea for a name. Thank you. Peace.
Yeah, feel free
to subscribe, all that shit.
Feel free to drop us holiday wishes, and we'll be more than happy to respond to them.
And if you don't, then you're a jerk. All right. Peace out.